You'll show your ID, your note cards.
Um, driver's license. No cards upside down. Audience.
Yep.
You can see them on that screen too. All right. I can take my mask off.
Yes. You are now socially distanced enough away that.
All right. Good morning, everyone. I know this is a weird situation. It'd be awesome to be able to speak to you in front of a live studio audience, if you will. But this is a scenario we are in right now, so I'm going to go ahead and start. When the quarantine started, a lot of sports shut down, which meant a lot of commentators were kind of floating around and not really doing much. Now, commentating is something that I've always really enjoyed about live sports. Hearing, like, on a football game, hearing the broadcaster be going play by play on during a play, like hearing like Patrick Mahomes down the sidelines to spike the ball at someone. I don't know. I don't watch football. Or in my case, NASCAR, hearing like them talking, and then all of a sudden a wreck happens, and they're all over the place. It's always something that I love. And when this quarantine started, I had the opportunity given to me to actually do a bit of commentator work on iRacing live stream races, which is kind of similar in a way. You're going play by play, you don't know what's going to happen next, and you have real people behind the wheel of a car or truck or whatever. And so I decided that my demonstration speech will be on the how to broadcast. Well, first off, you gotta kind of cut those down. That's why we're in speech class. So my first point is speech is important. That's why we're all here in speech class. Classes like this can actually help with things. It can help reduce your tendency to say I don't know, let me, like that. You got to be loud when you're commentating. You have to have like a commanding voice. You have to be able to be loud. You got to get the audience's attention, and being loud is one way of doing that. There's one example named Rick Allen, who does the broadcasting for NASCAR and NBC. He has a very commanding voice. He may make a lot of mistakes, but the reason I like him is he has a very commanding voice, right? You know his voice once you hear it, and that's what I like about it. The second point is your audience. You have to be able to break the fourth wall. Communicate with your audience. How are you guys doing today? You guys are doing good. All right. Be able to be like, audience, this is what is happening. Stuff like that. Be able to point stuff out, communicate with your audience, and get their attention. Main point number 2, pronunciation and stuttering. Pronunciation is one of the most important things that you have to nail down during commentator. Sometimes you stumble across a long, weird name. For example, in NASCAR, there's a driver named Matt DiBenedetto. I can pronounce that easily because he's my favorite driver. But in history, in past, there have been people that have stumbled over his name. Matt DiBenedetto. Stuff like that. It happens. It happens to everyone. You'll stumble across a word or name or phrase or city name that you just cannot pronounce. It happens to the best of us. Second that, stuttering. Stuttering it's common. It happens to all of us. Some worse than others. Like me, sometimes I'll like try to find a word and I don't know what to say. It's on the tip of my tongue, but I don't know what word I want to use. So that happens. Some tips to stop that are you could slow down. Like, see, I'm kind of going pretty fast. Now I'm kind of slowing down. That gives me an opportunity to think about my words, kind of get an idea of what I want to say next. You don't want to go super slow. Don't want to go, now I'm going super. You don't want to do that. And also take deep breaths. Don't go a mile a minute like you're an auctioneer and then have to take a big gasp of air. Like, see, like I did. What you want to do is you just kind of want to breathe while you speak, which helps. It really does. I got those tips from healthline.com. And my final main point is equipment. Equipment is the most important thing. And while I would love to show you what like commentators for the Super Bowl or any NFL game or NBA playoff game use, I can't because I'm not one of those people or work for a network. So I'm going to show you what I usually use for my commentating. You might not be able to see it really well, but this is a Blue Yeti microphone. You can get it at Walmart, Best Buy, Amazon, stuff like that, places like that. It's really good. It's crisp quality. I actually use this, not this specific one. I have another one. This one's kind of burnt out. But on my Zoom calls for school, this is what I use. So it comes through crystal clear. Also, you need a good pair of headphones to be able to hear, say, the race itself or game itself or whatever. And if you're doing a co-broadcast with someone, what you need is a good connecting, a social media able to collaborate. What I use personally, Discord. Gamers out there, you know what Discord is. You know Discord voice chats are always crazy and just weird. You could use Facebook Messenger. That has a thing where you can do video calls and stuff like that. Zoom. You could use Zoom. It's not that hard. Really, it's not. You just have to have booming voice, be able to pronounce, do research on stuff so you know what you're talking about, and just have some good equipment. You don't even need this microphone. You can just have a cheap microphone. That's how I started. It was just a cheap little kind of like microphone like you'll see at a gas station to use over an intercom. So that's that. And to kind of end it off, I talked about my main points of you need to be loud. Speech is important. I talked about pronunciation, stuttering, and how it's just one of those things that happens and some ways to fix it. And I talked about some equipment that you can use to start broadcasting at home if you want to. And to end it off, I'm going to use a quote from David Croft, who is the head commentator, lead commentator for Formula One, which is the biggest motorsports in the world. He says, am I the voice of F1? In a way, yeah, I suppose I am. But I don't ever think of myself like that. I'm just a bloke who worked hard and got lucky to do something he really enjoys. And that quote is from Drive, Tribe,